Welcome back to LIVENODING. In this episode, I'll be sharing with you how I created this kind of like matrix code language using nodes in Blender. Okay, the nodes itself is really simple, and before I even started, this machine code is basically based on this 8-digit green display. Usually you find this in the old calculators. So it's using just all these lines to generate numbers, and sometimes people use it to create like secret codes or writings. Anyway, this is actually really simple. I did this in a way that's probably pretty unusual, but I know SVerchok, one of the SVerchok nodes responsible is contour 2D. So let me reset this until we can actually understand what's going on. So I started with something like this. Doesn't look like a digit at all at the moment. Let me reset something. Okay, and the distance in a contour. Yeah, so basically I started with this. This is just like a simple plane that's being duplicated 4 times. I could also turn this into kind of like a digit, right? So what I did was to get rid some of the faces or the lines. Okay, let me explain what's going on actually before I even go anywhere. I think this is how I did it. By removing some of the faces. But before I even go that far, let me explain what's going on. So I started with a plane, and let's get rid of the color for now. So let's use viewer draw. So I started with a simple plane. So the idea is basically simple lines like this can be broken up into just polygon edge, and I do that using polygon boom. So I separated all the line. Okay, and after I do that, I simply transform the mesh here. I'm controlling the length of each polygon edge using transform mesh and scale. Okay, so I can control the length of each lines. And then I'm using something like a contour 2D. Contour 2D is special in SVerchok. It's basically turning polygon edge into shapes that looks like a digit. Okay, so this is the secret, and it's really simple, really. And you can actually make it like a rounded edge like that as well. But for now, we like it to be like a digit. After I do that, I simply fill the hole, because originally it's just vertices and edges. It's gonna fill the holes of each digit, and I combine and mesh join everything, and then I'm using matrix apply to combine everything and kind of to create duplicates of objects. So I can make like a 100 by 100. I can increase the length, and I just because this is becoming like a single polygon faces, I can use list shuffle and list slice to simply removing and masking some of the faces. So I end up with this kind of pattern, digital pattern, that looks really complex. In a more ideal setup, you might want to use geometry nodes to create like a digit, to create something like this, you know, like a number 8. For now, I actually I simply use something like this. We could actually do a little bit more. As for the light, for the shader, I'm using green light like the matrix, and just add a bit of glowing. So it looks like something, looks like inside the machine brain. If we, okay, like I said, this is originally just a simple plane and divided this way. We can actually use inset faces, I believe. So if I take a look at this, so we can potentially just inset, and we created another digit. We can center it. This way. So by doing this, we're gonna have like this diagonal lines also. Maybe I need to merge by distance over here. I think we can use poke. Okay, poke faces is actually easier. Instead of using inset, I will just use poke. So I'm gonna poke this face like that. With this shape, now we can pass it into the setup. Now we have some kind of alien codes being generated, and we are controlling the masking of the digit this way using SVerchok. So here I'm joining all the polygon edge and combining it into, and then instance it into a single plane, into a single object. Like I said, it's just a single object, and getting rid of some of the faces. So it's becoming really simple. But yeah, you can tweak and adjust this alien code. You can actually extend the line, so you end up with this kind of pattern that looks complex, but underneath it's actually really simple. So like I said, probably in the near future we can recreate this using geometry nodes and instance it as we like. But the idea is here, thanks to contour 2D, this one is really doing the hard job. So we end up with this alien language. Alright, so hopefully you find this useful. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.